With our team of dedicated journalists.
Hello, we were just talking. We came back a little quicker than we were expecting. Anyway, we're going to move to something that's very important for things like room temperature. They've been asked to provide quiet rooms and offer flexible working for women during the menopause. But the question is, should menopause be treated like a disability? Joining us now to discuss this further is leadership and wellbeing coach, Dr. Rana Al-Falaki. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Rana. Are you surprised that the menopause could be treated under law as a disability?
Surprised and very disappointed, actually. I am. I just feel that, you know, in this world where women have come so far and worked so hard for their rights, do they really want to be labelled as having a disability for something that is actually completely natural and a natural biological phenomenon? I would go so far as to think it's a disgrace. My thoughts on the matter are that a lot of menopause is misunderstood, and I've been reading about how it's portrayed in the press at the moment, particularly around this subject, and people talking about hot flushes and brain fog. I think what we have to remember is it's actually so much more than that. And I've certainly witnessed over the years clients and patients going through a massive change, huge levels of anxiety, inability to cope with what they used to be able to cope with, and then subsequently possibly leaving their jobs. But we've also got to understand that women in their 40s, 50s, while going through this biological change, are also going through other things, marriage breakups. Often they complain about how they're arguing with their husbands, or they feel misunderstood or unseen or not heard. And all of these things are going to contribute to that level of anxiety, the same as if they start changing their eating habits or they start exercising less. Again, when you notice your body change, it's going to lead to levels of anxiety. So to just sit there and label it as this is menopause and I should be treated as if I have a disability is completely unreasonable. And I think the point is where on earth is it ever going to end? I certainly wouldn't want to be termed disabled, and I happen to be a 50-year-old woman who, yes, does have hot flushes. I think we all have to make room for other people, but that comes through understanding other people. It comes through emotional intelligence, it comes through empathy, and it comes through compassion and trust within the workplace. Because you could equally argue men of the same age are disabled because they're too scared on what they can and cannot say. And they're probably also going through relationship difficulties at home because they may well have a wife who's screaming at them. So, you know, yeah, fantastic. Cool down the room. Allow me to wear what I want to wear. But that's the same as if I'd had a bereavement and I'd gone to work. I would want my boss to show me some sympathy and some empathy and understand that my performance might not be quite as good for that period of time. Disability, though, I just think it's going way too far. And we're living in this fear-based society.
What a balanced point of view. What a balanced point of view, Dr. Rana. You're acknowledging that, yes, it can be debilitating, but actually calling it a disability does women absolutely no favours.
And certainly this idea of suing companies off the back of it, surely it's going to make companies less willing to hire women of a certain age.
And I will tell you, you know, in the days when my original background was in dentistry, and I would see people countless times having their practices and not wanting to hire people of a certain age because it would impact so much on a small. And I know, of course, we live in this world, which we should, of diversity, equality, inclusion, but it will put people off.
Yes, and they kind of inadvertently make victims of women who don't want to be seen in that way. They don't want the fact that a lot of women probably don't want people to necessarily know that they're going through the menopause and all these allowances are being made. And I imagine most employers would be kind enough to make some kind of allowances on a one-to-one basis. But there you go. Thank you. That's all we've got time for, unfortunately. But thank you very much for speaking to us, Dr. Rana Al-Falaki, Leadership and Wellbeing Coach. Very interesting.
Really, really interesting. You know, really, really good points made across there. But
not looking forward to the menopause.
You've got a long way to go.
Well, hopefully. You can get it early.
Every day's a school day. But coming up next is Martin Daubney. And Martin, what's coming up on your show?